peace and blessings. What up, family? Peace and blessings. It's your brother, Dwayne. Joe Brown Jones. AOC and Bernie attack Van Jones. Smith, they on Van Jones ass. The great awakening is happening now. Soon everyone will be awakened to Christianity conception. It's happening now. Well, that says a mouthful, brother.
All right.
What's that, brother Mark?
Yeah.
Mark the messenger. Oh yeah, brother Mark. Strong words, strong man of the Most High. You might not like the truth, but hey, the truth is like, um, what was that? Tussle.
Okay.
I'm out on no rubber tussling. That stuff nasty. Knock that code right out you, family. Fair use copyright. Fair use copyright. Mark the messenger. That's right, brother. We all got a message. We got a message for the sons and daughters of the Most High. Well, I got a message for the sons and daughters of the Most High, the so-called Negroes. Put this message together while I'm doing this quick message. I was talking to some of the neighbors today in the hood, some of my friends in the neighborhood. And this one, we always, family, we get to talking about the truth. It goes to a whole, we start opening portals, not opening portals into another, but into the spirit based on that word. And that book just comes alive. And I learned some things. I definitely took notes. And I'm taking heed. One day you might hear this video. She was like, you should make videos. The way you explain the book, I'm like, yeah, I got a YouTube channel, sis. I got 250 subscribers. But I don't own them. They not led to this site because of more what you see on other YouTube channels. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't get paid to come on here. I'm just doing my job. I'm doing the bidding of my Father who sent me into this world. Yeah, I'm here. But I ain't nothing like your average person. I promise you that much. We chosen, and I know it. We chosen for a reason. We are the pure deed chosen seed of Israel. Can't nobody question it. Can't nobody gainsay it. They gonna say all kind of off the wall stuff when they hear you speaking this truth, but to each his own. I can tell you one thing, I won't be folded. Most High knew what he was doing when he awakened true Judeans, true Judah in Israel. How do you know? You know the truth by the signs. Most High gave you a whole book of, I'll tell you something. When Most High created you in his image and likeness, he knew you would need a book of instruction to tap into their greatness. Now, I don't knock the world. They tried to give us some game. That's exactly what they did. They tried to run some game on us. But when you start, when the spirit, when you heard that call, and you heeded the call, and your journey began into your ministry, start studying and know. Family, there's nothing like we was taught. Because instead of being taught by a man through his eyes, now you being led of the Holy Spirit, which is the law. This is how the Most High established it. So, you then add success to your life and prosperity. Oh, that phone is in my pocket. And whatever you're doing. I was sitting here going over some information. I got so much information. We start putting on shirts, cups, hats, bags, all type of carrying bags. I want to make some money off this knowledge. We ain't going to church playing no games, but knowledge of the law. This book of the law should not depart out of thy mouth. Thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Then you will have success and will make your way prosperous. Family. What they taught us in the world ain't adding up. At some point in time, the light gonna have to come on. You're gonna either have to believe or let it go. Over here, that's what we encourage. We encourage the ways of the Most High because it's practical. It's what you do. It's a way. You live according to the law every day. But man has put this twist on it. But the natural law, man can't break his word. He can't break it. He can't stop it. On this phone, brother. I have to call you on the other phone. Who are you? I was about to go into the Asiento system. I was about to go into their system to explain it. So when people ask, why are you always talking about the Bible? Because circumstances surrounding, which the Bible is the foundation, but circumstances around it will explain your life to a T. Excuse me for a second. Will explain our life, and then it's going to give us measures. It's going to give us some real wisdom. Yeah, this is the one you just called me. Oh, I ain't even around. My brother's around. Who is this, Danny? Alright, I'm gonna call you right back. It's a money cow. The money don't never stop. I used to say that when I was young. I attract money, which I do. You attract money by having something to offer. I would have kept calling. You ain't persistent. You don't want none. You playing games. What up, bro? Man, laughing at this brother Danny in the back. He was calling me trying to get some cigarettes. Yeah, the bald head dudes. I think he used to buy alcohol too. Danny. Yeah, right there in the back. I want to get some squares. And they should have asked me. They just be looking like they stuck on slow mode. But children want to get 3 packs. I'm like, damn. That's why I called you. Okay. You might want to text him. Let him know you're here. I ain't around now. Danny want to holler at you. He just called your phone. He probably called you. He says going straight to the voicemail. I don't know if he called you or Dewey. He know it's you. Hold on. Let me pull it up and see. You said 22 something. Let me pull it up right quick. Let me pull it up and see what his number is. 1 second, bro. 852-2025.
He called me.
Want me to text you? I'm gonna text him your number. Tell him to call you. He got a 773-852. Just so he connect with you. So when you get home, he can just walk around or whatever. Okay. Did I? Damn. Tweak. The money never stop. We breadwinners, baby. You gotta love life. When you love life, good things come to you. Especially when you know how to serve. Yeah, I'm a boss for sure. I run my own business, real business. But if you don't know how to delegate, not so much delegate, but yeah, prioritize.
Hello.
I just sent you his number. Give him a call. You call Doobie. Doobie ain't in Chicago. It's my little brother who got them squares. I just sent you his number. He stay at my mom in them bills right around the corner. All right, for sure. Yeah, get that bread. Breadwinners will attract money. When you a servant, you attract money to you. They gonna come. I promise you, the people gonna come. You ain't gotta sweat it. People gonna play games, but then it depends on who you plug with, family. You plug with the world, you gonna get world results. Our people got to learn to become independent. Independent, not just our people, but those who follow us as we follow the king. It's definitely a change in the earth as we speak. There's a big change unfolding. A change of guard. Out with the old system. I put the videos up talking about the legacy system, the money system, how the nation across seas would actually, damn, what's that grease? I know that ain't no fucking grease, lady. How the nations would turn on America and its politics. No, there ain't no grease. I was gonna say how the nations would turn on us in our politics, in which they did. America likes to sanction. And when you sanction, others don't agree with that. And we need to understand and don't get tricked off. That's like with Venezuela. Let me tell you something. Venezuela got so many resources. America needs Venezuela. Don't get it twisted. Don't get caught up in this pompous ass attitude we see people with. And common sense tells us America don't build shit. So how it's gonna be? It's leading because they know how to play the numbers game. They play the stock market and military game. That's why them motherfuckers work. That's why our system wins. It look like this, man. But shit, you can't be winning if you're not the sole controller. And America don't produce nothing to control shit. But it owns a system that everybody uses to do business. And that system. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the legacy system. Not just the legacy system, but the politics. And how does that affect us today? Look at your financial system. America's being rejected. So that means we're losing power with the dollar thing. You're losing your grip on the world, controlling the world's decisions. The power that comes with that dollar is more than just the dollar thing. You got the sanctions and everything else that comes with it. Military, America got a whole little kit they put together. Now people are starting to see through that thing. So regular people, but those that's the millionaires ain't gonna give you the game. Hell no, they're gonna control the politicians through money. I was just talking about the CBC and how APAC lobbying to get rid of black politicians that speak against Israel. And I'm like, Why? So when I hear the brothers and sisters talking about asking these politicians what have Democrats so eager to get us to vote. Okay, cool. If you want to vote, vote. But when these black people vote, I can't speak for everybody. Those of us that have been awakened, we see the game, and we putting the brakes on that shit. I don't trust the Democrats to make the best decision for me and my household. I trust research, practice. When you know from practice, you know what's working and what's not working. I'm not buying into all this bull crap. I don't believe that I can trust another person's ideas over mine. Hell no, I'm 53 years old. I ain't 20 no more. Even then, when I was 12, 13, I was questioning shit. People today don't question nothing. They just go along with shit. Then they love the confusion. All this damn confusion. People get on here talking. I just be listening like, wow. People are a mess. We gotta get to the bread. It's time to become owners and operators, man. I ain't wasting my time talking about no damn credit, no government, none of that. I'm talking about we really need to come together to build. Ain't nobody gonna build nothing for us. We can't trust the politicians, man. It's time to really build our own nation. We got to, Africa has to get on board. Because Africa is going to get on board. But it's not going to be through no governmental system. I'm talking about the people that know we are brothers and sisters. They got access to the mineral resources we need. Other than that, God will provide the rest. Who giving you some? The man didn't create the sun, moon, and stars. He can't control them. Although these heathens trying to block it, they'll never do it. They're going to destroy them goddamn selves. It don't work that way. This stuff was created by the Most High, and it's based off His word, which establishes a law, how things will operate. The man will try, but he gonna fail. I promise you. You're gonna fail miserably. And if you following them, and you in that system, and you counting on it to the last minute, and you see that it's not gonna rise again, and you need to be making way to prepare yourself financially. You have to look at other means of creating assets, creating a way of protecting your assets. You gotta start looking at natural resources like gold and silver and other things, natural minerals. Why do you think America is in cahoots with all these other nations? You see in the Venezuela, because Venezuela got resources. They got gold, they got diamonds, they got oil. America wants to be his friend because America don't produce these things. When this president got in office, he stopped the Keystone Pipeline. Remember, Trump started the Keystone Pipeline. That was an oil. They were drilling oil. Now America is buying so much oil, which they've been buying. But when he came in, he understood the politics of sovereignty, ownership, own your own oil. No, they don't want to see us. That's why they fighting that man. I know ain't nobody perfect. All these holier than thou ass people. But they not looking at the business end of what these Democrats do. Family, y'all better wake the hell up. Get your knowledge up and start investing in you and your own. And then black people, we're going to have to start coming together. And there is a separation. All these actors and politicians and all these people posing as leaders, they not no leaders for our community. If your ass is a leader for our community, you need to be in the community, around the people. I'm not going to be living in motherfucking behind the gate somewhere. I don't want to hear that shit about once you get so much money, then you gotta move because the people they're gonna rob and break in. That's because you're not pouring into them. You riding around trying to look like a zillion bucks, but not understanding the Most High blessed you for a reason. You want to take your people with you. You don't want to leave them there. That's what makes them do things like that. So if I came across $1 million, my first priority is to build the hood. How do you do that? Empower the damn people. Start businesses. America ain't the only hustlers out here. Don't you know Africa sell? Don't you see who they buying their products from? The natural resources they need. The things, the supplies they need to supply us. Look at where they're getting their supplies from. You gotta start learning how to do business yourself. Then to make it last, we have to collectively. We gotta do it collectively, and it's happening, family. And then it's got to be guided. And how Israel is doing it, we doing it based off the word, knowing we the people of the book, family. That's our foundation. Our foundation is solid. I wouldn't care how many Christians you hear come out here on the daily. Oh, well, they don't know what they talking about. They not. Well, y'all just talking. We doing the work of the kingdom. What is you talking about? I told you we pay people to become good orators. You know, I had a brother come on here. I don't know who he was, but I think he's coming on here. And I'm not, I'm not mad at him. He like, where's everybody at? It's not no YouTuber channel where you gonna get no entertainment. You ain't gonna get nothing but word over here. And it's enough people that come over here to hear. If it's one person, that's all that matters, because my job is done then. I don't need no page, 500 people, and 500 people ain't coming together working under one common cause. Hell no. And I pray the people that's coming over here is taking heed and applying this biblical wisdom. This is knowledge, man. This is real knowledge. This ain't no, I'm here to preach on a Sunday. We get happy, we in the spirit. Then Monday, I'm getting up, I'm going home after the service to prepare myself to go and deal with the world. No, we got it right this time, family. The Bible will make you just what it says in Genesis 1. Come, let us make man in our image and likeness, and after his likeness. So that makes you an owner. You're an owner of your things from your father. That's why the Messiah rejected Satan. Get your ass behind me, Satan. These are things. These my father things. What you gonna give me, bro? Get me behind me, you heathen. I'm saying the same thing. What America gonna give you? And resources that can sustain you and yours. Besides talking about the government ain't gonna do it. The government ain't gonna do shit. The government paying people to do it. They don't do shit. They don't got no damn power. They hoping they can continue to get these loans. That's all they doing is getting loans and setting up shop around the world. Paying these nations to do work for them so they can have people to control on the inside. The system is set up for slavery, family. This ain't no goddamn prosperous system. Think about it. The financial system. They ain't got no goddamn money. They go and get a goddamn loan. They gave the money up to a private organization. America, the government don't got no money. They use our labor. It's collateral, family. Y'all gotta wake up. This ain't no the fuck. This is not a game. It's done got real out here. We woke now. We know what's going on. And therefore, you gotta move like that, family. As sons, as children of the Most High. You can't be, we go to church on Sunday, then come Monday, we in the world following what they doing and hoping we can overcome. Yeah, some of us made a little money, a lot of money, but that's them. What about the whole of us? We can't each one teach one. We can't forget each other, family. I don't know why people get that ideology from. It's like dealing with credit. Why should I deal with credit and it ties us to the system And we have to do business with people we don't want to do business with like that. They get the government control, family. They set the order. That's not kingdom. God already gave you the wisdom. You got the law, the wisdom of the law, family, is greater than what the fuck they telling us all this politics. No, no, no. Get that boot. That's doo-doo. Get that out of here. That's doo-doo. Because they don't follow the laws that they say they established. Get out of here. I want to share something with y'all. Like, when I read, let me see. I can read during Christ's time. Because Christ said something would happen to the Judeans, God's people, his chosen people. Luke 21:24. Then I'm going to bring it to modern history. Because these things happen. We know. We see who it happened to, and now it's time to bethink yourself. Renew your mind. Renew your mind with right wisdom. With right knowledge. Knowledge of the Most High. His ways. The average person, okay, yeah, but that Bible, what about it? Ain't nothing wrong with the Bible, Old or New Testament. The New Testament is more so dealing with the spiritual aspect. Because the Messiah is the Word of the Father. So you have to deal with it in the context in which it stands, which is founded on. And then you got Judah, of all people, should know this. He's the lawgiver, the lawkeeper. Until Shiloh comes, you are his brothers. You can't tell me you don't study the Torah? No. You don't study the ways of your ancient? Stop. You got to get in the books, man. You got to study this thing out. You got to go into the Hebrew. You got to know this. You the keepers. But if you walking around trying to be like Elon Musk or what's that person they always talking about? So smart, supposed to be the smart guy with the wild hair, Albert Einstein. Well, we got a little brother whose IQ is higher than his. We got a lot of children whose IQs are higher than his. Us, Negroes, the displaced people. But our aptitude to learn, there's nothing wrong with it. We built this motherfucker. We did. Excuse my French, but we built it. You gotta let people know that. Literally, family. Wasn't nobody helping us. Hell, we built it, and they did it while our ancestors were enslaved. Enslaved by this government. All that shit. They talking, oh no, why should we pay? Because it was this government whose law. Why do you think they came up with the 13th and 14th Amendment to abolish slavery? Well, when did slavery start? It started through the Europeans. Yeah, it started through the Spanish. It was the crown, Spanish crown, who was selling contracts. They sold Britain contracts. They sold France contracts. Look it up. The Asiento. I talked about it in my last video. So when I'm reading the Bible, Luke 21:24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. So that's telling me there's a group of people, a nation of people, that are going to be scattered into all nations. Scattered. Christ's time. Let's look at it. The Roman Greco Empire was ruling. Because how do we know that? They shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. So those people that were over there ruling, that brought Jerusalem down, are the Gentiles. Which further evidence you can read according to the Bible. Genesis chapter 10, verse 2 through 5. It speaks about the modern day European nations that you see in Israel, that you see in Turkey, that you see in Saudi Arabia and that you see in Medina. Because first of all, that land was the land of Babel. Didn't they build the Tower of Babel there? Nimrod? Black people. Nimrod's the son of Ham. He's black people, family. Just like the Israelites, the Hebrews. Because during Babylonian captivity, before that, when Joseph was in Egypt ruling, it was a metropolis like America. All nations, there wasn't no metropolis. It was a ruling nation like America is now. It's ruling the world. America is baby Greece and Rome. Roman Greco Empire. Same people Christ was talking about. And when there shall, let's go down to verse 26. Now, yeah, we already know who it's talking about. The Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? Them people that's in power now. So understand that you need to understand. That's why you need to come out of the world. And that's why you need to operate according to the spirit that works within. This applies to black people. Now, back to the Asiento agreement. Now, I read that Luke 21:24. Messiah said the Hebrews, Judeans, the southern kingdom, Judah, Judeans, multiple tribes were there. Just wasn't Judah. The Judeans shall be scattered into all nations. You still see them today. All you gotta do is pay attention. We got bond. We are Deuteronomy 28 also. You see the curses? Because what does it say? Deuteronomy 28:68 says, and you shall be slave men and slave women, bond men and bond women. I gotta go there. It's the blessing and the curse. But that you broke the covenant, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. What is Egypt? Bondage. With ships, by the way, well, because why? They never went into Egypt on ships. They walked into that. Matter of fact, they rode the wagons that Joseph, a Hebrew that was ruling Egypt at the time. How did he become in rulership? Because Pharaoh had dreams. Remember now, they looked at Pharaoh as a king and a god. We're talking about we're not talking about the Hebrews. We're talking about the Hamites. They worship many gods, many deities. You hear people talking about it today. Talking about the Bible is plagiarizing African science, whatever science they study. Well, we know of a surety that their science couldn't answer the dreams for their Pharaoh. So who did they call on? Joseph, the Hebrew Israelite. He interpreted the dreams for Pharaoh, and Pharaoh made him a ruler. He didn't just rule the land, he established the financial system. He saved that land and saved a lot of other people coming from other nations to buy what? Food. Because of the famine. 7 years of plenty, and following that, 7 years of famine. The Most High answered his prayer when he prayed for him to interpret the dream. Pharaoh upped him, gave him power. He became a ruler, just like Genesis 45 says. But these people wind up breaking the covenant later. The answer, they broke the covenant. And because of so, first it was Israel. Go to the book of Kings, the 11th chapter. It's going to talk about in the 12th chapter. It started at the 11th when the kingdom was split because of Solomon, which you can read from chapter 1 Kings, chapter 9, 10. Then when the 11, you see the splitting of the kingdom under Solomon's son. You see the splitting of the dividing of the kingdom into two nations, Israel and Judah, the Judeans, southern kingdom people. That's right. Those who were scattered into the nation, into the towns of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Well, they scattered us. Why you know they scattered us, Dwayne? Because we the people of the slave trade. Like I said, I was just reading information about the Asiento. The Asiento system. That's something you want to read about. How long have I been on here? 35 minutes. Oh, hallelujah. Most High. Praise you, Yahuwah. Giving you all the glory. Your word is strong. Going forth like a tidal wave. You just flowing and ain't paying attention. I probably should have been a preacher, to be honest. But not a preacher like that. Under the Christian identity. No. Because we're the natural branch. We're the Hebrews. We have priests. We're the Levitical priesthood. And some of us are more than likely the descendants of these people. I ain't saying the office still exists. The office ain't going nowhere. We have a high priest who we look to, who is the revelation of the Father in the flesh. Because he's the word of the Father. He is the Father in the flesh. Our God is one. 1 John 5:7. And he's operating according to the word of the Father. A lot of people get it twisted. They'll tell you 1 John 5:7 is you have the word, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. No. There's three that dwell in heaven. The Father, His Word, and His Spirit. He didn't say the Mashiach, but we understand and know that word is in Hebrew the Tav. Who is that? That's the Tav, the last word of the Hebrew, the ending. He is that, the Aleph, the head, the beginning, the first. And the Tav, the sign, the seal, the word of the Father coming in the flesh, the Aleph Tav. That's the Messiah, y'all. That's a fact. So we understand just who we are. And that language, the Hebrew, they speak it today in Africa like second nature. Man. Why? Like I was explaining to a sister. When you see these Europeans going to Africa concerning things pertaining to that book, they going to learn from Africa. The Africans ain't learning from them. What they gonna learn from them? Ain't no cows, ain't no all the cattle you hear about in the Bible, that ain't over there. What are they gonna teach them? To wish on a star? No. The actual evidence, you looking for them people that you read about in the book over there in the Middle East where they digging them up. What you digging them up for? See the people. We here. You ain't gotta look no further. I'm telling you, based on the signs and the word. And the word is truth. The word is truth, family. We don't play religious games. That's one thing. And we upright people, family. And you know, black people, we definitely don't play about our God. We don't play them religious games. Yeah, you taught us some things. You got away with a lot. We woke now. We read for ourselves. A lot of people, well, they ain't misinterpreted nothing. That's why you got dictionaries, so you can get an understanding. All of a sudden, you can't read the dictionary to get an understanding without a preacher. Are you serious? The preacher can't cast the spirit of the Ruach, the Father's Ruach HaKodesh in me. He can pray that I get it, but it's the Holy Spirit that'll lead you and guide you to all truth. And if you don't study the real pure word and know it and seek Him, you ain't gonna have it. You're gonna have a familiar spirit, like people reading tarot cards. I know I hear tarot cards. I hear a lot of people, oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. People tapping into the Most High to get an answer. No, he told you when you pray in a certain name, he's going to send his spirit to take residence in you. And you could pray in that name. That means you coming in that name as a son. That's why we got to get wisdom. Because then it's going to help you to understand how to move as a lawgiver. Christ is a lawgiver, family. He ain't like no little old preacher y'all be looking to. You know how powerful that is, family? And then his people follow. That's why we so strong. That's the I am in you. Man tried, but he's not gonna bring that. He can't do nothing with that. It's a sight. It's now you're about to be a sight to behold. Yes, moving as the Son. John chapter 1, verse 12. Now ye are sons of Elohim. Now ye are sons. And all those who believed on the name of who? Yahushua. I don't know about that. You call him Jesus, but in Hebrew, Yahushua. Messiah's name is Yahushua. That name means something in Hebrew. Look it up. Yahushua. There's 3 Hebrew words. The Hebrew do matter. And it's still alive. How can't the language be alive? And the language is the word of God. You have to be careful who you're allowed to teach you. We mean well, I'm quite sure, those who are steadfast and remain in his rest. You hear him preaching his word. They came out of the world, they ain't following the world, they ain't depending on the government system and this and that. Like I'm steady having beef with myself. But if you are in the system, remember, there's a science to a Hebrew operating in that system. A lot of people go, what are you talking about? I know what I'm talking about because why? Joseph, I just told you, was made ruler over Egypt. Daniel was made ruler over the Babylonian system. You think they were following the Babylonian system? No, they showed them how to perfect it by the word of God. And they were made rulers. You know? Daniel told them, no, keep all your gold and all that. I don't need all that. We got the Most High. Right? You know what time it is. Y'all just pulled it on Shadrach, Meshach, and the bad Negro. And the Son of Man, who? The Mashiach had to show up on their behalf in the spirit realm. Yeah, they working familiar spirits, but they not working the word of the Father. There's a difference. They working familiar spirits. You're not working the word of the Father, following nobody, save the Ruach. Christ gave you the blueprint. The Most High move others to write his word in the book. Write what thou hearest, like he told Jeremiah. Write what thou hearest and put it in the book. What did he tell Noah and Abraham? Put it in the book and teach this to your generations. Teach this to your generations. This is y'all covenant, Israel. So while they teaching you some shit about, excuse my French, but it ain't number chewed up grass. About presidents, no. Them colonizers, murderers, thieves, rapists, enslavers. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahuwah and his righteousness, not wickedness. That's of the world. That's the flesh. You don't even know you freeborn or a bondman. Yeah, my last name is a bondman, but in spirit, I don't operate like that because I never had a job. I went and learned to trade and created my own business. I come from that generation X. That was real rebellious. Now I understand why. Because we knew they was teaching bullshit. People look down, y'all never know nothing. I don't need that education to become wealthy. You stupid. Invest. I was saying that at 16, 17. Talking about getting married, my mom. How you gonna take care? Sell? I'm buying real estate. I said I was gonna be a realtor, a merchant. I didn't want to do no. I knew I never had no job from them families. You crazy? We breaking that curse, and I didn't even know the word like that, but I know now, and I see why. That's that I am in you, family. That's what gonna bring you life every day, going through these trials and tribulations. That's why I speak the word. And you ain't gonna get this in no Christian church. How the Hebrew give it to you, a real servant. Most High put something in him for that very reason. Deuteronomy 7:6. Thou art chosen. You are a special people unto the Most High. A special people. Most High makes you special unto himself. Okay, here's the information on. Okay, it's been 46 minutes. Time. An hour and I'm up. The Asiento system. You want to get this knowledge because then you will look and reflect on what's really going on instead of losing hope. We have a hope in the word. Now, on the surface, it may not appear yet what it may be, but in the spirit realm, it's already happening. So you have that's why it's impressed on us to think a certain way. You can't think of the negative, the negativeness. Yes, it's there. That's why we take all thoughts into captivity unto the spirit. That means to open the book and see, okay, is this the instruction? Is this the way the creator, just like when you buy that new TV, they're going to give you instructions. You buy a car, they're going to give you an owner's manual, a list of services that it may need. In case this happened, that happened, service intervals. You're going to get a book of instruction. And in order to seek kingdom, the blessings from on high, that's eternal, that your haters can't take, you got to be and do what no other is willing to do as sons of the Most High. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we'll know you by your fruit. All that people talking about they strange. No, they're peculiar. We are peculiar people. Think about it. We ain't paying to go see nobody else sing. The world is invested in hearing you sing. They're invested in seeing you play sports, train from grammar school on up. My son went to one of those sports schools. What do you think they were cultivating? Future sports stars. That's generational wealth. They know we ain't gonna invest in it, building no team or facility where they can warehouse these things. We don't believe we can do it. Kanye got that big ass arena on 79th. Like all these artists getting killed. You can't start your own platform where you can bring them, set up a kind of Motownish thing where you teach them, you brand them. You teach them though the ins and outs and the business of it. You groom them so when we see them, they moving like artists. Having shows, concerts, putting out consistent music. Our music. Our music. Because if we don't control it, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna put out what they think, which you have to know who owns what. Yeah, you can say, but that part of it, the group that do own it, even best, that's like that, the Jewish fellow, I be checking him out, Patrick something. This old commercial here tell you, Jews make money because when it's time to do business, we call one another. Hey, we got this, woo woo, you want to invest? And that you made good the first time, yes, they gonna all collectively invest. So that means you're gonna own and control this. And then just because we looking at it from through spiritual eyes and the value system that is based on, which is not of the world, we talking about kingdom, God's law. They don't recognize that, family. They can care less about it. But you ain't got no choice. That's your problem. You don't have a choice. Although you think you do. You think that's following that system they've been constructed. It's gonna benefit you. How? How sway? Because the moment you say the wrong thing, you already know what time it is. Cut. Look at Kanye. Cut. You better stop playing. You're gonna get Nick Cannon. What? Break bread. Send us some money. Family. Seriously? That's what you want? Hey, be my guest. I ain't messing with you, bitch. I don't care how long it takes. We're gonna get up in the mud. We building generational wealth. Black power. True black power means a real black power. I am the definition of real black power, and I'm not tooting my horn. I wish I had a credit account. I can use credit. I know the things, the products I want to buy. But I don't sweat it. Because why? That's how we built like that. We get it from the mud for real, family. That's not just a saying. I'm really from the streets. I'm from my family, but I really hustle in the streets. And when you hustle, you make connections. And if you're a hustler, you know this. I don't need no $1 million. I got the connections. And whatever I establish, yes, I'm gonna try and work my way towards that. Off of what I establish. Pay your taxes and keep it moving. What I establish. But I'm not going through that system, and I don't think it's fair that I should have to pay their ass taxes on what I create and generate. No way. They ain't giving me no fucking money to start nothing. What the hell? I don't need no license from them to sell shit. That shit will sell itself. That's game. Y'all better wake the fuck up and be patient. And you know you want to start a business, so you should way before you even start it. You know to prepare financially. You need to save some money, or you better know how to manage it. We black people, family. We ain't never had no dead white people on no piece of paper. We ain't never. Yeah, we had millionaires and billionaires, but you know, far and in between. So all that bull crap, stop. We ain't on none of that. Now we building. We about to get there. And we got a solid foundation and it's working, family. And they hate it. Now let me share this Asiento system. The Asiento system was a permit. This is what they thought about you, family. They had already took you to war and reduced you as a people. The Asiento system was a permit given by the Spanish government to other countries. Listen to this. Allowing them to sell slaves in Spanish colonies. Historical context. The Asiento system was established during the late 15th and early 16th centuries, following Spain's colonization of the Americas. So you had Europe going around the world now and colonizing what wasn't in Europe. It referred to a license issued by the Spanish crown, granting a person or group the right to control a certain aspect of trade within the empire. Most infamously, this often related to the slave trade. Key European powers, such as Britain, let that sink in, France sought these contracts to supply Spanish colonies with enslaved Africans. Historical significance. The Asiento system had profound implications for transatlantic slave trade operations, which brought the enslaved people over here. And you mean tell me this government don't own 1776 they established the Declaration. No, when they established their Declaration of Independence from Europe, family, they were in control of this government. Our people were enslaved. That's why you owe today. And any person that come from another nation and you step your foot on this soil, you complicit to what I'm reading here. Y'all see, so therefore that's why you owe. We built this thing. And they owe and they gonna pay. It's biblical, family. That was usury. They didn't pay. But I look at the greater. I'm not stuck on that they didn't do it because there's a greater at work. But I'm going to tell you the truth for truth's sake. I would not have you to be ignorant. You need to know this. And if you pushing towards their reparations, you got to have some facts. More than facts, you got to have some history. This is law. Don't think the Hebrews is saying some stuff. No, this is the laws. Laws they use and implement it. Asiento is a contract. Don't you have to get a contract to do business here? A business license? That's a contract. It's so cold-blooded, they got us a mortgage, contract. Everything they do is contract. It's so cold-blooded, they make us get that shit now. Just to even start a business or get a place to live, you got to sign the contract. That's slavery. We still under it. I don't give a fuck if you do get up and go to work, make the money. You still got to pay them to have a place to stay. Why not buy your own land? Why not come together collectively? Then collectively purchase you some land. Then, like Pastor Dow and them doing, then collectively build your own homes. Pay your taxes on the land, but you building your own homes. You got your own. You didn't broke generational curse. Now, you moving on and working towards that latter end, the greater, creating generational wealth that you can pass down from generation to generation. And you teaching these values and showing your people these things. Y'all out there, you ain't calling in everybody in to do no work. You guys are out there working. Let me finish this. Historical significance. That's why we should build a come together, come out of the world, come together. I ain't talking about making no group. We're just gonna be one group in the spirit, and it's not just gonna consist of Jacob and Israel. Israel is all nations. Yeah, well, it's gonna fly over a lot of people here, but Israel are all nations. All nations can come into the tribes of Israel. Israel is the eternal kingdom. It is not the house of Shem. Everybody can't be no Shemite though. But everybody can come into the house of Israel. It's a big difference. Don't let nobody lie to you. Make them prove it to you, because I can prove what I'm saying. I'm not confused at all. The Asiento system had profound implications for transatlantic slave trade operations. It not only facilitated a brutal and inhumane traffic of human lives, but also became a point of tension between European powers vying for economic dominance. You hear that? So when you walk around and you see Europeans, these are the descendants of those who established that system of enslavement of your people. So all this, when I hear brothers say, you don't need, we fight for reparations today because these are the same governments, dummy. The system reflected broader historical themes of colonial exploitation, and was instrumental in shaping demographic patterns in the Americas due to the forced migration of millions of Africans. Family, you can't make the slave trade. This refers to the business or process of procuring, transporting, and selling slaves, especially black Africans, to the New World prior to the mid 19th century. Stop playing. Triangular trade. You always heard about the triangular slave trade. You always heard that name, that term. Check it out. This term describes a historical trading system where I still see the maps in my head where they showed that when they would bring out the history of this, but they didn't define the terms according to the actual meaning. They gave us an interpretation, and I'm quite sure in grammar school, if they would have told you this, you would have turned on their ass right there. You wouldn't went back. There's been a lot of homeschool. So understand you were tricked and then taught to be misled. Now, as you in 2024, you reading yourself. We hearing this. We reading the Bible. God said this gonna happen. Now we seeing the contracts the Europeans put together. And who did they enslave? The same people. They telling, oh, we shouldn't pay today. You gonna pay for the rest of your lives. Thus said the Lord. I ain't worried about it. I spoke on that. Yeah, I'm glad Brandon in Chicago, from Chicago, South Side. I'm glad Mayor Brandon brought that up, but I don't trust his ass either. That's the same government that enslaved us. And you think they gonna just freely give us the reparations? You got to put some pressure on their ass. We got to decouple, we got to divest from doing business, a whole lot of business. Stop messing with them and trade their businesses in to do business with your people. And then we got to connect with Africa. Africa got the mineral resources. South America got the mineral resources right now. All this fantasy island shit stuck in credit. You got to come out of that bondage. You was giving slave names as bondmen and bondwomen. You not bondmen and bondwomen no more. You free. What Russia doing is freeing you. What them nations doing, disrupting America, the government and its process, look what it's doing. It's a plus for us because it's breaking all the yokes of bondage. It's the Most High chooses for all men to be free. I don't knock them. They ain't dropped a bomb over here yet. America sending people bombs for them to drop bombs on their shit. So you know it's coming right back. You from the streets, you know how it go. You playing America, planting the seed, it's gonna come back to you. But them people smart. They playing for the long run. That's why they de-dollarizing. That's why they joining BRICS nations. These are your mineral resource providers. How many planes you think you're gonna continue to fly without gas, without oil? Pretty soon they're gonna smother your ass, and America gonna fall to its knees. You better listen to these generals. I listen to them. Modern day on YouTube, go look them up, fam. And you can look at what's actually happening. You think America gonna, that shit ain't working because a lot of people ain't riding with that ideology, that spirit. Hell no, you can't sit down and come to some terms of agreement. Wars cost a lot of money we not willing to spend. Cost a lot of lives we not willing to give up to fight for who? The fuck, I ain't got nothing with Russia. Russia ain't never did nothing to our people. The fuck, America won't reap minerals. Stop going trying to take people's shit and dig your own ground. Plant your own seeds. What do you get the hell up out their nations? You over there fucking stealing. I'm not lying for them. Forget that. They stealing. I don't care how you what? You better tell them people the truth. You stole us. The fuck I'm gonna lie for them for? Triangular trade. This term describes a historical trading system where goods like slaves were traded among three ports or regions. For example, from Africa, slaves to America, raw materials, and then Europe manufactured goods. Colonialism. This is a practice of domination involving the subjugation of one people to another. It's often associated with the establishment of foreign control over territories rich in natural resources. That's what it's all about. They want the resources. Without the resources, they ass dead. They done. It's a wrap. We taking over. And with that, check that out. Look it up. The Asiento contracts. They put them out and they enslaved your people. That's why they owe you. That was modern day. That ain't no 500 years ago. We just got in this mug not too long ago. Stop playing. All right, peace and blessings. I hope y'all enjoy. Do the research. Make your next move your best move. We on the rise, family. And that's for sure. Shalom.